Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Forever Together with the Ekimas. Today we are introducing somebody new on the show.
Very brand new.
Yeah, it's the first time we're bringing a guest.
Yes.
Just know the excitement is too much from the Ekimas.
Welcome back guys. You know what to do, you know the drill. Tell a friend to log on. Today we are discussing all things personal money management, or at least I think the expert will tell us what the right terms are. I might be twisting them here and there. So in this week's video we are discussing all things personal money management. We're talking about things that common mistakes, the things that people always get wrong but are obvious. How do you manage your money? What is the right mindset towards money? How does it influence whether we become rich or stay poor? And so in this week's episode, we have a very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. She is a certified financial coach. She is the founder of Financial Dads. She is a content creator with a YouTube channel. Chobtunj Barbara. Is it Chobtunj Barbara?
Yes.
Chobtunj Barbara. Barbara Chobtunj on YouTube. Please do search her up. She is also on Instagram as Chobtunj Barbara and Financial Dad UG.
Yes.
And she also happens to be our sister. So the person we brought for you is someone we know. Who walks the talk. And if you've been with, first of all, she's a firstborn and very serious on money. So if you have a sibling like that, you know how they can be. So she has always put us in check, and we are bringing her on the show to teach you. So Barbara, the floor is yours. Do educate us.
Okay. That was some heavy introduction. Thank you, the Ekimas. Thank you for hosting me. And you're right, we're going to talk everything personal money management. Now, the thing is, in most cases, or the commonest problem or issue that we all have or have had at a certain point in life is looking at money as this big thing. You want to create wealth, you want to be rich, you want to save, you want to invest, but somehow you never seem to get there. And you wonder, what's happening?
What's up? Is it a demon?
Exactly. Why can't I have this right?
Yes.
Why can't I have my money or my financial matters in place, in order, organized? And the thing is, we fail to know the foundational or the basic money principles. Just like in life, there are principles in life that you have to follow, whether it be it at work, be it in your personal life, be it in even your businesses. There are principles that you must follow, and once you don't follow those principles, definitely you're going to be having issues. And the same applies for money or personal finances.
Principle.
Exactly. Money principles. And for the purpose of this video, I would want us to focus on what in my own experience or my own expertise, right? What I think most of us struggle with, and that is making money.
True.
Keeping it.
Another big problem.
Keeping it.
There's somebody here.
Keeping it and multiplying it. But the other thing you need to know, guys, you might make money, you might keep it, you might multiply it. But if you do not protect it, if you don't protect it, then it becomes a problem. All will go. And what do I mean by protecting? Ensuring it.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yes, ensuring your money, ensuring your property, ensuring your estate, ensuring whatever you're making. So because you don't want to make the money, multiply it, and then
one day
COVID happens.
Exactly.
Zero.
Yeah. COVID happens, an emergency comes up, and then back to zero.
Yeah.
So those are some of the mistakes that you keep that make people keep in this vicious cycle of trying to accumulate wealth, right? Trying to accumulate wealth, but you're never
getting there.
You're never reaching there. But for the purpose of this video, I would like us to stick to just three. That is making it, keeping it, and managing it. But before multiplying it. Correct. I like that.
She's in class.
You can see those who are.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we get out our books and start taking that?
Please do. And in case you forget, rewatch this video.
Just save it.
So that is what we'll be talking about. But before we dissect those 3 principles, I would like us to first talk about the elephant in the room, which is money mindset.
Yeah.
Your money mindset, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching this video, has a very big influence or effect on your finances.
That's true.
Okay? They actually, research, by this is research, it has shown that your money mindset contributes a lot to your financial success.
True.
And even in general, if you're to think about it, your mindset, let's leave alone the word money now. Your mindset
On anything. Yeah.
on anything, be it your family, for those who are married, be it in your singlehood, be it at your workplace, be it when it comes to your health, your mindset is very, very crucial. So when it comes to money, the same rule applies. Because your money mindset is like the manifestation of how you think about money and how that influences your everyday decisions when it comes to your money. Okay? So we all have individual relationships. Your money relationship might be different from mine and might be different from hers. So it is important that wherever you are, have like a self-reflection and find out what your relationship with money is. Like do that soul searching and say, okay, Barbara, what is my money relationship like? And when I say that, like, look at things like, how do I think about money? How do I feel about money?
Spender.
Yes. And by the way, I like that you say spending, because as I said that we have different relationships with money, that relationship also breeds money personalities.
Oh wow.
Which are different. So you might be a spender, which is okay, by the way. Spending is not a problem. But if you're doing it irresponsibly, that is where it becomes a problem. There are people who are savers, naturally savers. So it is important to know, where do I fall
As a person.
as a person?
So it's the mindset that creates the personality.
Yes.
Okay,
They are sort of like intertwined. They are intertwined because your personality is like the same as mindset. It is like a series of, like, it's a build up of either your experiences, your thoughts, what you were taught, okay, your surrounding, correct, that sort of gives you that personality or that mindset when it comes to money, what you have. So, and I like that you have said environment and whatever, because our mindsets are influenced by so many things. First, family. Your family. Because guess what? When we're growing up, when you're a kid, your brain is like a computer, like a new computer.
That's true.
Where whatever you feed into that computer, whatever applications you put in, that's what it will produce for you.
That's true.
So when I say family, I mean your guardians, your parents, your siblings, your friends, your inner circle, and even your extended family, like people around you.
How they look at money.
How do they look at money? For example, let me ask you, when you were growing up, what are those statements that you had people around you mention about money?
I think for me, growing up, because my father was a businessman, I noticed that it was more of investing money, producing more money. So I grew up in an environment where it was always money. Then my mom worked in a bank, was an accountant, so they used to bring sacks and sacks of money, counting. So that's what shaped me, the investment bit of it. And
you are actually among the lucky people. Because most people, the traditional setting, our African traditional setting, money, talking about money was like a taboo. I don't know for you, Daphne.
I mean, just knew money was coming, and we didn't know where it was coming from or how.
So you find that money is talked about differently in different houses. Okay, like every family has a unique psychology of money, if I might talk about, if I may say. Like I grew up, and by the way, do you know you can grow up in the same family but have different money personalities?
That's true.
Because your parents are different at certain levels. Maybe when Daphne was born, maybe my parents, at their financial situation, their money season then was different from when I was born.
That's true.
Okay, so that definitely, you might be
Shapes
from
you.
the same family but have different money personalities because of the period or the season you grew up in and how it was like when it came to finances.
That's true. That's deep, yeah?
Yes, so you need to know those things that were instilled in you. Did your parents used to fight about money? Were they saying, you, money is money, we don't... This was another common statement that I've made people say that they used to interface with. Money doesn't grow on trees. So there's that, money doesn't grow on trees. Or if you are...
Like it's scarce.
That's the scarcity mindset now. The scarcity
So what are the
mentality.
different mindsets? Scarcity?
There is a scarcity mindset. There is the positive mindset, like someone is positive about money.
About money.
So there is the scarcity is like the negative mindset. I like to. There are different many types, but I like to categorize it into two: positive and negative. The positive, you're happy about money. You know money is good. Money is not evil. What is evil is how you use it. Things like that. So that you need to know that, and also as singles, or as someone who is married. For those of you who are married, be mindful how you talk to your kids about money.
About money.
Those things, kids are like they absorb like sponges. They absorb whatever you say. So if you hear say, "I am broke, this economy, what are we going to do?" The situation. Yes, I know the economic situation is hard, but the mindset you want to come out with to face this challenge is important.
That's
Okay.
You know, I've thought money is a spirit, actually. When how you relate with it is how it will also come out.
Exactly.
If you look at it in a negative way, it will also come out in
give
a
you back
negative results. If you look at it positively, then it will also definitely give you.
Definitely, definitely. You fear money, money will run away from you.
Yeah.
If you attract money, like how you're saying spiritually, then it will definitely
Come to you.
So the other thing that influences our money mindset that I think, as especially, it's not even just about singles, even the married, that we need to look out for our emotions. There are many emotions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
I didn't know that one.
There are many emotions. Like for example, there is shame, there is anger,
Oh, yeah.
there is guilt. Have you ever bought something and you wish, you're like, oh my God, what have I done? I just spent the last penny I had on my account, and yet it was maybe because I was angry. Maybe I was stressed. There are people who are spenders when stressed. You just want to go somewhere and spend your money, enjoy it, and for you that is your therapy. That is your therapy. And guess what? And then there are people who are like and like guilty. Okay, I'd already said that. Guilty, shameful, angry, envious.
So wait, there's envious. Okay, so money, the guilt is that you feel guilty having money or not having.
It can be guilt
Both.
for both, by the way. It can be guilty because you don't have money and you think,
like,
what is wrong with me? I should have.
Or who am I without money? Or that's shame. Like when you reach at the point where you feel like I am not worthless because like you attach your identity to
That
money.
is like shame. Now you start to feel shame.
I feel like men have that a lot.
Exactly, especially
Like
when
your
a man
identity is in.
Yeah, especially because men think when you have money, then you're powerful.
Yes.
You are. Your
That's the
ego
manhood.
is.
But that's true.
Exactly, and
It's very important for a man to have.
Could your relationship with money be
like when you feel, and it is by that, like what you've said, because the emotions, as much as they hit us ladies, they also hit men.
Yeah.
And when you are in that like economic situation, that when you're hard up with money and you can't provide for your family, that is why you find some men will even have like issue, like anger issues.
Yes, you change. You become a whole different bag when you're broke. Money changes you.
So anyway, it is important that you find out, and why it's important for you to do self-awareness of how your emotions are around money is that to help you tame them. Because we are emotional beings, and it is okay to have those emotions. It is very okay. But tame them so that they don't override your rational thinking. Yeah, they don't override your rational thinking and then put you in a ditch, a financial ditch. That will be hard. Then the other thing is media, social media.
Oh, it also informs our money mindset.
Your mindset. Because what you see
Influence.
it influences your money mindset. What you're seeing, especially, I am a single lady, I see this friend of mine, or even a stranger, by the way, because we're on social media. You're seeing strangers, you're seeing the pressure,
the highlights.
Vacations, they're going for trips, they're going for brunches, they're going for dinners here, and maybe this one that they're married and they're doing well financially, and for me, I'm here stuck. So all of that has an influence. So as you're scrolling through social media pages and whatever, and liking people and commenting, make sure that it is not negatively impacting your money mindset, how you view money, and you find that actually social media, it sometimes makes people spend more than they should.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're in that comparison
To impress.
And then the problem with the emotions, to go back to what I was saying, emotions, that is another, if you're not in check, another mistake that we do. If you're not in check with your emotions when it comes to money, they lead to avoidance. What do I mean? Avoidance. You try to avoid your financial situation. If you're in debt, you're like, I don't want to even think about it because it stresses me. Because it stresses me. I don't want to even know how much money I'm spending.
Oh, you don't even look at you
avoidance,
don't want to look at your bank statement.
You don't look at your bank statement. You do not want to get real with a financial situation, with the reality. So it's that avoidance is the biggest issue when it comes to financial crisis or financial problems. Okay, instead of saying, okay, let me get an expert, let me get in what is wrong with me, why am I always in debt, why am I living paycheck to paycheck, why, like, you don't, because why? You are shameful, you don't want to think about it, you don't want to be stressed. So therefore, how about if I keep spending? You'd rather not deal with it.
Keep up with the appearance.
Keep up with the appearance.
So for me, my question is that, very many people I know who are out there, somebody's thinking, I am going through this, okay, I earn this peanut money. I have these very many expenses.
Yeah.
How do I handle, how do I maneuver?
Like you don't even know how you're surviving because you look at the money coming in and how you're spending.
How you're spending?
People said, you should do this, this tracking, what do they call? Like, you start to track and you realize, I'm spending more than I earn. Like, who pays these other bills? You're earning your car, I don't know, maybe 500k, but for some reason you see you're paying rent of 1 million, then you're like, where does this other money come from? Okay. And I know many Ugandans experience that.
100%.
I don't know if that fits within what you are yet to talk about, or I don't know if it's still under mindset or
no.
managing.
I like what you guys have brought, and actually that was going to be my next. Now that we've talked about mindset, which is big, now can we go to those 3 principles I talked about? Now I'm thinking that as you're watching this video, you have done that self-reflection. Now you know that problem. So now how do we go with a good mindset? Now how do we go about these principles? How can I make sure I maximize them? How do I make sure I make money?
I make money. Very important. How do you make money?
How do you make money? Is the money you're making enough for you right now?
How do you make money? Is the money you're making enough?
Okay.
How do you measure enough? Is it based on your expenses, on what you want?
Enough is based on your lifestyle.
Okay.
If your lifestyle, the lifestyle that you desire, the lifestyle that you're living, the money you're making, is it able to cater for it and also have some to spare for yourself?
Yeah, sometimes you want to just enough to manage the lifestyle.
The lifestyle is not okay because then you are not fulfilling the principle of keeping money. Remember the 3 principles? I want us to keep following.
The 3 principles are?
Make money.
Make money.
Keep money.
Multiply it. And we said protect but we're not going to talk about that for this
Okay.
video.
So you're making money.
Multiply.
Making money. We're now looking at making income, generating money, like generating income. Okay. So you need to, like, to go back to what you were saying. How do I know I'm making enough money? Is it sustaining your lifestyle? Are you able to save? Are you able to invest? Or you're only making money to sustain your lifestyle and then wait for the next paycheck? And by the way, when I say paycheck, I'm not only talking about jobs. Even those people are self-employed.
Yeah.
You find that you're self-employed, but you're living paycheck to paycheck. And when it comes to singles, that is a point to even make sure you're making more, you're keeping more, you are multiplying more.
True.
Why? Because the responsibilities are still on a low.
That's true.
You haven't had kids, and maybe you're staying in an affordable house. You don't need a huge house.
Bedroom.
Maybe 1 bedroom or 2, depending on your lifestyle, again, that you like. So that is the time to take advantage of accumulating the wealth. So when they're making, okay, you might say, okay, now I know I'm not making enough. What do I do?
Very important question.
What do I do?
Very important question.
What do I do? What you need to do is to generate or have other multiple streams of income. There is a quote that says, having multiple streams of income is the new self-care.
Oh,
Wow.
I like
It is the new self-care.
Catch me sleeping at night making money.
And how do you generate streams of income? Now, it varies from person to person. Okay? And I'm not going to say, oh, this is the stream of income that you need to find. Because what works for Daphne might not work for me. What works for Emma might not work for me. We're all different. But the tips I can give you maybe is find out what skills do you have that you can actually
Skills.
that you can actually
Trade.
monetize. That's the word I was looking for. What skills do you have that you can monetize? If you don't have any skill, it is okay. What can you learn?
Very important.
What skills can you learn? Can you do this? Can you do digital content creation? Do you think you can learn how to bake? Do you think you can learn how to cook?
Carpenter.
Carpentry?
Yes.
Do you know? Can you learn how to do braids? Those are things that you need to now start thinking about. If we move away from the skills, what are your passions? What is it that you wake up one day, or that thing that is always pressing you, that you feel like I'm not settled until I do this. I love to take care of kids. Maybe it is time for you to start a daycare.
True.
Because you love kids, and you can monetize that. You can make money.
And I like that you can also start small, because I know sometimes when you say content creation, someone thinks, oh, you have to have 100,000 subscribers, or you need to have a daycare, like a fully fledged daycare. But it could start in the comfort of your house where you're renting. Take on 1-2 kids and then
100%. 100%. Do not. And maybe that's another myth. I think we'll have another video for myths about money, myths about saving, myths about investing. It does not matter that for you to first get thousands of dollars or thousands or millions of shillings for you to start saving or investing, or to start income generation. Like she said, I know people who have started daycares in one room, like this. With
the
one
very
kid
room they are living in.
Yes, a kid turns to 2 kids to 3 kids to 4. Because the beauty with businesses, or the beauty with services and whatever, and products even, referrals.
Yes.
Do it good. Do not start just because this business, I have been told this business is doing well in town, and that's another mistake maybe that we need to put in. This business is the hit.
I need to also join.
I need to join. No, my dear. Like I'd said, what works for Daphne, what works for me, will not work for you. We are all different. Find your strength, find your passion, find where you have skills, and concentrate on that. Look for a way of monetizing that, and generate another stream of income. Okay?
Powerful.
So that is what, on generation of income, that's what I can talk about.
You know, when you brought that, I was just reminded of the parable of the sower. Some were given their talents, others went and buried it, kept it, others went and multiplied it, others. So what you decide with the little that you have, everybody is given, but what you do with what you have is what's important. And that's why the Bible says those who have little will be taken away. Those who have much will be added.
The other, and maybe before you move to the next, still on, I think it was, what is it? Streams of income. I think I watched one of your YouTube videos where you were talking about even as you try to get other sources of income, also cutting off on the luxury. Because sometimes the reason the budget is, the income and the expenses are not adding up is because you have, and I think you were giving an example of packing lunch to work. Like I remember trying to implement and I realized, oh my god, I spend a lot of money on breakfast. Like 2,000, this chick of samosas comes and you want samosas.
And you eat four.
Then you're passing by Javas, you stop there to eat the cashew nuts. Then plantain of Javas, you know, those things. And then when you, by just stopping to eat plantain at Javas every evening,
oh my god,
you realize you've made
11K. So,
you guys, there is now that aspect. I'm going to discuss it in keeping the money. Now let's talk about keeping the money.
Yes,
very important. Keeping
You have made the money, or now you know how you're going to go make the money. How do you keep it? Because do you know that there are people who make the money, but it goes.
That's true. That's true.
It goes, and by the way, keeping money, it does
not
not
the hardest part,
and it doesn't matter how much you're making. Someone might be like, the salary is low. How am I supposed to keep the money? Because I don't earn. Guess what? There are people who are earning 10 million per month, but
They also don't see it.
they're all broke with
and there are people earning 2 million and they're doing well. Or they're also suffering like the 10 million. So it is not even about how much money you're making. It is not about that. Okay? If you cannot know, if you don't know where your money is going, which is the expenses she's talking about, which is tracking your expenses. Like tracking your expenses basically saying, like following your every shilling, where is it going? Understand where is it going and how much am I spending on what item I am purchasing. It is important. And also, now that I know my expenses, how do I make sure that I cut them so that I have something left for myself?
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, so basically that is like saving. First and foremost, tracking your expenses. Before I even go on how to minimize the expenses, let's talk about tracking your expenses. How can you track your expenses? You need to, for example, use your bank. Some people make transactions through the bank.
Through the bank.
Either the debit card or the bank apps. You go make a transaction. And now that's even, these days by the way, spending is like easy. Because they made it easy.
Yeah.
Visa.
I have internet banking.
Internet banking.
Mobile banking, whatever. I can easily spend. So if you do not track where expenses are going, it will be a problem. So to print out your bank statement to know and say, okay, this month, this is what. It's like an audit check, you guys, which is important. Like, do everyone, all of us maybe here, work or have worked? Don't they audit you?
They do.
Don't you have supervisors who track what you're doing? Yeah. Why not do it for your finances?
I remember watching some video and you talked about the app. I actually downloaded it together.
Exactly.
To track our expenses.
And it
it's
works.
Amazing.
It works. It's just being disciplined, being consistent. And I like that you've said that is another way of how you can track your expenses. Using those mobile applications or internet applications. And the ones I can recommend, and I recommend what I've used, and I know there are very many out there that are good, but I have used Money Manager, and I think maybe that is the one you could have downloaded. There is Mint, there is Good Budget. Those are apps that you can take advantage of, that they guide you.
You gave us those budgets. At some point I was like, am I becoming too mean that I am?
How is every that's a money mindset. And money mindset.
And that's another thing. Someone's like, how can I keep tracking everything? It's tiring, and it goes to avoidance that I was talking about.
Yeah.
This is stressing and tiring. I don't have time for it.
Must you count every penny?
Must you count every penny? But guess what?
Guys, Barbara was the one who'd count every those people who give you pocket money, they're like, but Last time you were given this, where did it go?
Break it down for me, or did you spend it? But you see, if I'm really going to make my hard-earned money, I better know where it's going.
Yeah,
for
very
and what's the
important,
return.
yeah.
Like, I need to employ it. Employ your money. Don't let someone else employ it for you.
I like that.
Yeah, don't let someone else employ the money that you're making for you. Employ it. Okay? The other way you can track your expenses, use an Excel sheet. If these things of money managed, apps are hard, bank statement, maybe they will even charge you, and you're trying to minimize costs. Maybe you need to use an Excel sheet. Use an Excel sheet.
By every penny that goes out needs to be accounted.
It counts.
That's
Use
true.
an Excel sheet. If you don't have an Excel sheet, like there's no excuse you're going to give me for
Get a diary.
Correct.
Yeah.
Let's go traditional. Get a notebook.
Yeah.
Track. The other way is categorize your spending. Categorize your spend. What do I mean? Say sit. If you're even a single person, it is easy for you because there isn't so much going on for you. Like when it comes to like it's not like you're buying Pampers. It's not like you're buying
Wipes, formula.
So say on rent I am spending this much, on utilities I'm spending this much, on groceries I'm spending this much, this and on maybe
fuel prices.
Fuel. So that way like you have a rough idea that on what you're spending on each and every category. Yes. So then how do we now minimize the expenses? Now we know. Like she was saying, maybe instead of, let me tell you for me what I do. Okay? Let us be practical right now. Like she talked about packing food. I never take breakfast from office. When I say take, I mean I never buy breakfast at office. I always pack breakfast. Do you know how much money I save from that? And guess what? You might think, oh, these are samosas of 2,000. This is little money. Get 2,000 times. We work for how many days? 5 days. 2,000 times 5? That's 10,000. 10,000 times the 4 weeks we work? 40,000. 40,000 times the 12 months? Do the math.
360.
And then you come and do something.
348.
You invest.
440. Jesus Christ.
It's 400, right?
480.
You invest on a plot of
that
land.
That is from just samosa.
You deposit something for cement. How much is cement?
A bag of cement. And guys, that's just samosas.
Baby, you're right.
From samosas. So you guys, if you're taking samosas, you could be building houses in Kampala.
And you've just said 2K, the others who eat of 5K.
Oh, 5K.
Yes.
Who eats 2K? No one. Because you have to get the samosas. You have to buy the tea.
The tea.
And maybe you're lucky you have like maybe tea made in office. Okay. But
that's true.
You'll be like, the samosas are small.
Then buy fruits here and buy fruits.
Eating healthy.
For me, like when it comes to meals, I do the packing. I would rather invest in a good container that will keep my food warm, that will keep my tea warm, and I wake up a bit early to prepare my breakfast and carry it to work and save some money, than be lazy and then just spend money.
Pay for the lessons.
I need to retire early.
Yeah.
I need to create generational wealth for my kids.
Very important.
Kids.
Yeah.
I need to leave a better legacy. I need to help the poor in my community. How am I going to do that if I don't have money?
That's true.
Okay.
You'll become part of the statistics.
Of the problem instead of being the solution. Okay. Wow. So that is very important. The other thing maybe you can also use to reduce on your costs is buying bulk. Bulk shopping.
Yeah, bulk shopping, yes.
Bulk shopping. If you're a single person and you're wondering, okay, for me bulk shopping doesn't work. For me, I stay alone. I understand. How about you combine with your friends? Say, okay, Emma, what do you guys need in your house? We all need rice. We all need sugar. We all need salt. We all need especially the non-perishables.
Yes.
How about we go to Chikubu?
Very important.
Yeah? Because I know people who go there.
Personally, we used to go there.
Meanwhile, we used to
We are
buy
high.
in supermarket.
Oh, supermarket people.
The Lord rebuked us.
The
Guys,
Lord
if you're
rebuked
still
us.
buying, what are they in supermarkets? Eh?
We tracked our expenses and deleted certain things.
Man.
It's that difference of
Yeah.
5,000.
That's a lot.
of money.
That's a lot of
Supermarket
money.
buy-
It's a
People
lot
are
of
buying
It's a
fruits in
lot.
supermarket.
And you find you're buying tomatoes in supermarket. Disclaimer, it is okay to buy
If you can
tomatoes in
afford it,
supermarket.
just
There is nothing that is bad.
Yes.
For as long as you can sustain that lifestyle, like we were saying.
and you're following the 3 principles, which are
Exactly. You're
Making money,
You're
keeping it,
keeping
and
it,
multiplying.
multiplying. So if you're buying in a supermarket and you're multiplying and you're not
Yeah,
keeping,
yeah,
then you
the
can't
big
afford
problem.
the supermarket.
You can't afford the supermarket. Run out of the supermarket.
So buy in bulk, share. For you get your 3 kgs, do the math. You're taking 10, I'm taking 3. So if you do the math, I will be paying for this. Okay. And then maybe for my ladies, and this is a video I'd actually done on this. For my ladies, if you can tame down on the expenses around personal care, salon,
Oh, those ones.
and you learn how to do it yourself. For example, maybe you can
Makeup, nails.
do polish. Maybe you can learn the makeup to make up yourself. Maybe you can learn to wash your braids, because I know some friends of mine who go to the salon for the braids to be washed. You can do that at home yourself. And maybe the other things, I understand you might need to go there, and that is okay. But for the things, try to see, okay, of the things I do in the salon, what are those that I can do?
At home.
My own. Where is my money
my own.
going?
And the other thing is, whatever, when it comes to
That is
expenses,
smart investment on the beauty.
if you are paying, the moment you spend, you're paying other people, and the only person you're not paying is yourself.
Oh, wow.
And that is where the principle of paying yourself first comes in.
Well, pay yourself first. So if you're paying other people, you're not minding about yourself.
Whenever you get money out,
And spend.
that
And
is
spend
gone.
someone.
It is going away from you.
They're not paying you.
They're not paying you. You're paying them. Whether you're spending it in a salon, in a restaurant, you're paying.
Someone.
And I'm sure someone is saying, okay, maybe, but we need to spend, we need to live. Yes, but have you kept for yourself?
So you have to
Important,
pay
yeah.
yourself first.
Pay yourself first.
Not yourself first.
You save first. Do not save on the leftovers. Don't save on the
I like
leftovers.
saving
So
fast.
this company has remained good, at least let me get
You're like,
After
that's
spending.
Now, some of us who fight for the money, you fight to finish the money. You are here, you have
still
it.
some.
But true. There are those who don't settle for as long as the money is here.
You want to spend it.
Save it.
Yeah.
And
So save first to help you.
save first, and that will help you to keep money. And then make it a routine. Don't say, oh, this month I actually saved. Next month I think now I can spend. No, be it consistent. One by one makes a bundle. Even if you're saving 20,000, like that month of samosas we made, at the end of the year you have 400,000. Maybe
Now imagine samosa plus hair plus plus what?
plus bulk shopping,
Bulk
Plus
shop.
bulk shopping.
plus not eating out,
Not
and
eating
out,
out,
and doing home
and
cooked
bad.
meals.
Wow.
Do you know how much you guys spend in restaurants that I don't want to mention?
We don't even know. Are we tracking?
By the way, let me give you my personal example. I used to eat out a lot. Sometimes I like to eat out, and that's fine. So, but there's a time I was overdoing it, and I said, hold on, I need to let me see how much I am spending.
On
You
restaurant.
do not want to know how much I found out that I was spending on eating out. And please, mark here, I was not eating out every day, but the few times I did, when I added up, it was in a month. It was so much that now it brought in those emotions of shame. I was guilty. I was ashamed. I was angry. I was like, what is this?
But I like what you're saying, and I think what I'm picking from this, because the only way you can even know that you are spending on samosas, because for me, I think the struggle sometimes when you're like, oh, how do I reduce my expense? Where do I start from? What I pick is that the starting point is to track.
Know
Yes.
where
Because
the money is going.
yes, because you might not even know that the reason you're living beyond your means is that Java's milkshake that you like to take every evening. Because you don't count it. It's like, oh, I'm just releasing
No,
10,000,
it's 10K,
16K.
16,
But
yeah.
after you've tracked, and then now you can point and say, okay, there's a pattern here.
Yeah.
If I reduced this pattern, and it just gets me thinking that the real thing is now in tracking,
Yeah.
which is the hard part. But then you can't save, you can't cut down if you don't even know what you're spending.
Yeah.
So that's
So that takes us to the next third principle, multiplication.
multiplying it. When I say multiplying, we're talking about investing really. Making sure, and there is a quote, but I don't know, I've forgotten, that money is willing and is eager and ready to work for you for as long as you employ it.
Wow.
It's
It's
like
a
always here
powerful
saying,
quote.
employ me, I am ready to work.
Yeah.
Okay? So invest. And when you start earlier, the earlier you start, the better, both for saving and investment. Because guess what? Compounding, they say compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. What do I mean by compounding? It's like a snowball effect. Okay, I have invested like 100,000. They're going to give me 5% per annum. By the next, at the end of the year, it will now be 105 maybe, and then I take it back, and then it keeps multiplying, So when you start early, you are you're ahead of time. Exactly. So multiply that money. Save. When you save and you don't invest, you're not balancing the equation. That equation. Save, invest, and protect your money. Okay. So for the investments, there are very many investment strategies. And when you're investing, by the way, and even saving, the other thing I was about to forget, have a goal. The goal.
Okay.
Where am I investing? Okay. In most cases, people invest because, this is like I was saying, it's a hit. No. For you, what is your goal?
Why are you investing?
And in most cases, people normally invest because of 3 reasons, or at least what you should be considering. Is it income generation? Am I investing so that I get a constant income? Am I saving just to preserve my money? And that is okay. Like saying, you know what? I want a low risk return. I mean a low return at a low risk, because I just want to keep this money, and maybe you want that money for something else. So you just want to put it there and for it to be giving a return. Or do you want to growth? Capital growth.
Capital growth.
Yeah. And don't save in things if you cannot explain an investment to your grandmother, leave it.
Meaning you should be able to understand it.
Understand it, do your research. Okay. Understand it, do your research, get an expert.
Very important.
It's important. We are not, don't be Mr. I know it all, and do not invest money that you cannot afford to lose.
So what does that say to the Mr. and Mrs. risk taking?
Mr. and Mrs. risk taking. Have a buffer. Meaning have a backup plan. Save money and say, okay, I have this emergency fund. Should this investment go bad and they take all my money, or the return is bad, at least I'm not going to sleep on the streets. At least I'm not going to go hungry. At least I'm not going to get my kids out of school fees, because I have this.
It shouldn't be life and death.
You get it, eh? So if you know you will go, if you invest in something and you say, should my money go, I am dead. Maybe
Don't
that's not
invest.
for you. Maybe first secure
The
backup, serve something as a fallback position. Risk taking is good, but do it. Every extreme is needed, but make sure there are measures in place for you to protect yourself. Have an emergency fund, have a sinking fund, have a current account.
Sinking fund now is which one?
Sinking fund.
Sinking fund. Those are the 3 savings accounts that I can recommend each person to have. Sinking fund is the account where you keep money for things that you know will happen, your expenses that you know you will need, but they are not monthly. For example, school fees. You pay once. You pay like once in 3 months, but it will be there. You know
that bill is
servicing your car. Rent is like monthly.
Rent is monthly.
You know, okay, like servicing your car. After maybe it will be after certain kilometers, and you don't know when that will, but you know it's coming. And maybe a trip for those like me who like to go on vacation.
All of us love. Very important.
Yes, and then the current account is for your everyday spending, like where you go, swipe or whatever, or go withdraw. Emergency fund for when, I'm sure you all know.
Yeah, even the Bible says.
But people might not know.
So emergency fund, like the name or the description of the account, is for emergencies. Those and things that happen unexpectedly, unforeseen expenses. For example, like your health. If you're in a health crisis, you lose a job unexpectedly. Losing a job, if you know your contract was coming to an end, that's not an emergency. You knew, like I'm working at a job at this project. The contract is ending
for 1 year, 2 years.
It's not to be renewed.
Yeah, so plan for it. If you're retiring, plan for that. We'll talk about retirement in another video. Like that is it. So emergencies like the health, accidents, death. Those are emergencies. Even loss of a job unexpectedly. So that is like your fallback position. Your fallback account that will help you sustain your life when you don't have any income.
Okay. Yes. I like what you're saying about and for me, you guys, financial guys, talk about all these things: saving, emergency fund, sinking fund,
current account.
Pay yourself. So it's like, man, the real thing is that we should not be spending, because if you're actually having an emergency fund and you're having a sinking fund, you're saving. It's saving different from emergency fund.
It's one is part of the other. Saving is a broader thing, then an emergency fund is under saving.
Because
you can save for different things, and one of them is an emergency fund.
Okay. So you could be saving for emergency fund, saving for investment, saving for sinking fund. Okay.
And by the way, you can be saving to have a good time. Like, do not look at saving like a punishment. Like painful. Like, you can save to take a vacation. You can save to get to take a staycation. Okay. You can save to eat out. You can save to buy yourself work clothes. You're like, you know what? At the end of this month, or maybe your goal could be every after 6 months, I want to be changing my wardrobe. Save for that. It is okay. So saving should not be painful. Managing money should not be painful. Accumulating wealth should be painful. If it is painful, then there's something you're not understanding or something you're doing wrong. Yes.
Okay. Or your mindset is one thing.
Exactly. Or your mindset.
Okay, so I think we're coming to the end. Baby, you can.
I wanted to just ask, what are those ways that you managed to save?
The practical example,
that some of us can.
Because some people might be like,
if I put my money in the bank, interest they're chopping me, charges they're charging me.
Okay, so I can get, if I'm going to talk about them, I think I would. Now that would be like a whole video, but I'm just going to pick out maybe like 2 examples, that practical examples that I have used, or what I have done that has helped me to save. First and foremost, I always have like a percentage of the money that I make that I have to save. Okay, 20% saving.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other way is that like what I was telling you, tracking expenses, where I say, like in the past, let me give you this example actually. There is where I said, you know what, for every coins that I stay with in my pocket, I will put in my savings box. It was not even an account, just a savings box I had. So I kept putting coins, only coins, not even paper notes. And I saved that for, I think it was like 3 to 4 years.
And that's not painful.
That's not
painful. Which you probably lose.
100 shillings, 200, 500, 1,000, because the biggest note is 1,000 in a coin.
Yes.
So meaning the maximum I could save was 1,000, and maybe if there were like 5 coins, then that would be 5,000. And at the end of the 3 years, you people, when I opened that box,
you kept it for 3 years.
Yes.
Wow. Already broken that.
But I like that they were coins, so no one can say they can't afford to save that money.
That's why I said,
Yeah.
let's now talk about that. Like, let's go to the person who even earns 20,000 a day.
Yeah.
Okay, 20,000 is a lot by the
That's
way.
that's
A day is a lot.
Per day. So even if you'd say 500 shillings, I was able to open that savings box, it was a savings box, and I bought myself a fridge. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
From the 500 coins.
500
Yeah.
coins, 1,200, and by the way, there are days when I never used to put.
I think I'm
Because my rule was
already just
I'm
start
putting
also saving.
True.
But we are doing for the kids, so
We are saving for the kids. We are waiting to
but
see.
that's an excuse. We also need to get ours.
You get yours as well.
So I really like that, and I've seen, I think most insurance companies have started this thing where you save with them and then they give you an interest. I think it's better than banks. I haven't tried it, but I'm tempted to. I don't know if you've heard about it. I think it's called I forget the name, but you put your money there. They don't, you don't pay any interest as you would in a bank, but this time they keep adding, like you've
Interest.
lent them money, so they keep giving you, and at the end of a certain period of time, you have your money back. I'm thinking also, like, if you're saving these monies that are coins, those are like, in a saving box, I feel like they make sense. But if it's a lot of money, it makes sense that you put it somewhere where it can also make money as you're saving.
Yeah, exactly. That's important. Especially for banks, don't let save your money in a bank account that is not earning you any interest, and instead they're cutting monthly
Charges.
Charges, yeah.
And that is the other way. My savings account, I always try to make sure I either go for bank accounts that give you an interest maybe after 6 months, 3 months. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Those, well,
I even don't know.
then you should. Or bank accounts that don't have any charges. They are there.
Which ones are those?
Yes, EcoBank has
For me, I'm not going to advertise them.
Oh my
But
God!
do your
EcoBank,
research
please come
then.
and pay me my money.
There is Kalango here.
Just for the record, I don't know about their customer care and all that, and how I've not used them, but I know that they have that.
So as a financial coach, I'm very careful to endorse
So
any,
it's
unless if
approach.
Guys, I'm not saying it's the best bank. I've not used it. I just know that account is there. That option is there.
but they're there. And in
It's information.
in
And you're
savings,
under no obligation.
in savings, that is another thing. If you, for your savings accounts, make sure you're aware you're saying that I'm saving. Money is not being taken away from you. You're actually saving. Okay? And
Yes,
then
there's also been, and it's now an expense.
and it's an expense.
Ah.
And make sure inflation doesn't eat into your savings. So have those where, meaning have where at least there's an interest being paid on your money. Okay, there are money market funds.
Which one is that?
Guys, do research.
Oh man, that's true.
That's why we have
That's
you
another
here.
video. That's another video. And for more services concerning finances,
Yeah,
please
that's why you get to
get
pay
in touch.
consultation
I am not, guys.
That's consultation fee now.
I'm not even being like I'm mean. I don't want to give information.
But it's the bare minimum that we should know.
There are money market funds, and there's the Capital Regulatory Authority, I think.
Capital markets. Is it markets?
That's Capital Markets Authority,
Capital
I think,
Markets Authority.
that controls. So go find out that information.
Google after here.
Not Google.
And
Please
even in
approach.
Uganda, if there are offices where you can go and get this information, go there. They're for Ugandans, they're for us all, they're for Africans, they're for whoever is watching. Whatever office is responsible for like money market funds or stocks or bills or bonds, go find, or even real estate, go find out those things.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, we have come to the end of this amazing video. We would love to host you again another time for thou financial advice. But yes, she is Barbara Chobtunji on social media, Instagram, YouTube. She is the founder of Financial Diet UG.
Just on Instagram,
She's also on Instagram,
and Twitter.
and Twitter and all the social media platforms.
Yeah.
If you need financial coaching, she does it perfectly. I know that for a fact. This is just an ounce into the wealth of knowledge that she has. So yeah, we'll probably all give our parting shots and then we say bye-bye.
I think for me, my part in short is one, make the money. The principles, make the money. That is, it's embedded in the Bible. That's work. Where you have to work, you have to think, and you have to make money. So the Bible talks about work everywhere. All the prophets worked. So if you're a man of God and you are there, sit there and saying, because please work also. It's important. Keep the money. It's important. Keep the money for the rainy day.
Yeah.
It may be short, but keep that money for that time. Invest the money. The parable of the talent. Those that kept it, those that multiplied it, were able to be added.